Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura Clark, also known as Butterfly Stitches 83 or Cotton and Clay UK over on Instagram, and this is my YouTube channel where we talk all about cross stitch, and this is Flossmas day 15. Well, technically it's 13 to 15 because I haven't recorded on the weekend. And then to make it even more confusing, I'm actually pre-recording this, so it is actually Sunday 14th today. It dawned on me that I wasn't going to have time between work and getting some last minute Christmas bits tomorrow, so I thought I'd better pre-record today. So hello, here I am. Just wanted to say a really massive thank you to everyone who commented on my last video. I'd mentioned that I really was having a bit of a down day and really feeling the stress and the strain, and so many of you commented and said, you know, like, it's totally normal, I feel similarly, Christmas is stressful, take pressure off yourself, all these amazing, kind, lovely things. So thank you so much for your lovely comments and for not making me feel like a freak. I'm feeling a lot better today. I had a very restful Saturday. It was just, my husband works Saturdays, it was me and the kids. Well, it was actually just me and my daughter really. My son, he's a big boy now, he just does his own thing. So he was out at karate, then he was out with his friends. So yeah, it was just me and B-Girl. We just had a very chilled day. Didn't even get out of our PJs. Actually, she got herself dressed, but I didn't get out of my PJs. And we just chilled and watched some Christmas movies. Now, I apologise to my friend Sarah Stitchybug because one of those movies we watched was in fact Elf. And if you've been watching her Flossmas, she was asking about favourite Christmas movies and how much she hates the film Elf. I don't actually hate it. I mean, I don't love it. It's not in my top 5 or anything. But I think it's fun, and I like the end. I like the end when they all start singing to make the sleigh go up. I just love that bit, and I do, there are a few lines in it that I find really funny, like, hi, I'm Buddy the Elf, what's your favourite colour? I love that bit. Anyway, so it's a very silly film, but apologies, Sarah, but not really, I didn't make you watch it, but yeah, so me and Big Girl watched that yesterday, and then last night we let my son stay up so we could have our annual watch of Love Actually, which definitely is one of my favourites. It's probably my top 3. I think my top 3 are Muppets Christmas Carol, Love Actually, and Home Alone. I like both, but Home Alone 1 specifically. They're my top 3, and out of those, I think Muppets is probably my all-time favourite. So we watched Home Alone a few weeks ago, and then we watched Love Actually last night, and we usually save Muppets until Christmas Eve, so that is probably what we will do. And in between now and Christmas Eve, we'll have to find time to watch Home Alone 2, and also we want to introduce my husband to Nativity. Me and the kids have seen it loads of times, but it's dawned on me lately that there's some people who haven't heard of it, which I'm surprised by. So yeah, Nativity with Martin Freeman. There's actually quite a few British stars in it. It's just like a really sweet, it's one of them films that, like, sorry about my hair today, by the way, appalling. It's one of them films where, like, it kind of grew on me. Like, the kids watched it before me and I'd have it in the background. I didn't really pay attention. And then when I actually watched it, I was like, this is actually a lovely film. And there's a part in that I cry as well, where Martin Freeman is reading the letters that the kids have put into the postbox for Santa, because they all fall out, and he ends up reading some. If you've seen it, you know, like, oh, my heart was just like breaking. So especially for any of my non-British viewers, if you've not seen it, Nativity, I think it's Nativity, ! With Martin Freeman. There's several. There was a few sequels. I don't think the sequels are as good. The first one is lovely. It's about, it's a British film about a teacher. He used to be a drama student, drama student in college, and he gave it up to become a primary school teacher, and he did the Nativity years ago, and it was a real flop, and he's been too scared to do it ever since. He gets pushed into doing it by the retiring headmistress, who's Pam Ferris, another great British actress, actually Ricky Tomlinson has a great role in it. He's the mayor. He has a small part, but he does it so well. Yes, so he's forced to do the Nativity. He hates Christmas now because his girlfriend left him at Christmas to go and work for a producer in America. And yes, he's forced to do the nativity with the help of Mr. Poppy, who is his new teaching assistant and is, let's just say, very, very not helpful. And one thing leads to another, and there's a misunderstanding, and the entire school, local community and kids think that people from Hollywood are coming to watch their nativity, and chaos and hilarity ensues. But it's a really sweet, funny film. It has some great, I'm assuming, original nativity inspired songs. The last like 20 minutes of the film is my favourite part, where you're actually watching the nativity. It's brilliant. So yeah, that's growing, you know. I think that's probably number 4 now in my Christmas favourites. But my husband's never properly watched it, so I think between now and Christmas we'll get him to watch that one, Home Alone 2, Christmas Eve, Muppet Christmas Carol, and then we are done. That is our movies that we have to watch every Christmas. I've already watched The Holiday on my own, and then once with my sister-in-law, which is another another one that grew on me. I hated that. Well, I didn't hate it. I always liked the Cameron Diaz. Oh my God, what's his name? I was about to say how gorgeous he is in it, and now I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, I always liked the Cameron Diaz storyline. And I'm not a big fan of Jack Black, so I didn't really like the Kate Winslet Jack Black storyline. But as I've watched it over the years with girlfriends and stuff, it's really grown on me, and that's another favourite. But I watched that one by myself. Yeah, so that's my Christmas film recommendations I didn't even mean to tell you about. But yeah, let me know if you've got any films where you have to watch them in the lead up to Christmas. It's like essential viewing in our house to watch those few films. And also let me know if anyone else has a sort of guilty pleasure of watching those dreadful Hallmark Channel 5 Christmas films where you can literally predict the plot. And I enjoy watching them so you can predict the plot. And in some cases, I pride myself in the fact that I've predicted a plot that's actually more interesting than what the actual plot ends up being, which is not difficult. It's always like a small town guy and a girl comes back home to the small town where she's lived in the city, or she owns a bakery and he ends up helping her, or there's usually some sort of single dad. There's always, they choose from about 4 or 5 different storylines. They always have like coats and outfits that match. Like every scene, the leading lady will be wearing a Christmas coloured coat or outfit. There's always a festive market or a festive show that it's all like going towards. Sometimes like a town hall's being shut down, or there's some sort of charity element. There's quite often a dead relative of some kind that's influencing them. And anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Hallmark movies, I think, is what they call them in America, but quite often here they're on Channel 5. They do have a few on Netflix as well. So I don't go out of my way to watch these, but if I happen to be stitching and I stumble across one, I'm happy to watch it because it's so easy viewing, and I like guessing the plot. So let me know if you are have a secret guilty pleasure for predictable, cheesy Hallmark style movies. Anyway, so that was yesterday. Today we are going to the pantomime. It is Sleeping Beauty. Anyone local to Essex, we're going to the one in Basildon. We went to their performance of Jack and the Beanstalk last year, which was fabulous. And we're going to that today, as in Sunday. So I'll tell you on Tuesday's video how that was. But yeah, so that should be really good. So yes, thank you for your lovely comments, and I am feeling a little bit brighter today. We'll see how we go. But let's get on to some stitching stuff. So I'm going to show you, I've got a little bit of stitching, but first of all, I'm going to show you the previous, well, I'll tell you what, let's do them in the order of advents. So first of all, let's do my Coffee Craft fabric advent from Megan at Coffee Craft Fabric. I've been really enjoying this, by the way. It's really sweet. The 2 pieces of fabric, I've had 2 or 3 pieces of fabric I've had so far have been absolutely stunning, and I love all the little bits as well. So yeah, make sure you're following her Facebook page if you want to order one of these next Christmas. She does so she does the advent calendar, but she also does a Christmas box, which some of my Stitchy pals have got, which is not like, there's not a parcel for every day, but it's just a lovely Stitchy box that quite often people would just put under the tree or open on Christmas Eve maybe as a little treat. So yeah, so keep an eye on her Facebook page. I think this year's one, she opened sign up really early. I mean, you could still get it quite late on, but I think I signed up for mine in like March or something. Anyway, let's see what we got. So on day 13, I'll show you what we got. We got this, I mean, you can't have too much fancy floss, and this is a lovely one. It's Classic Colourworks Sweetest Heart. Sorry about this sun streaming in, by the way. It's really lovely, and that's going to be a perfect colour for like a Valentine's stitch. I was just thinking, you guys know I did I'm doing a lot of the Primrose Cottage Quakers, but one I haven't done is their Valentine's monochrome one, and that would actually be a really beautiful kind of more subtle rustic pink, wouldn't it? So we'll bear that in mind. I mean, I probably need to get another skein, but so that was day 13. Day 14 was also floss, but this is actually dyed by Coffee Craft Megan herself, I believe, which I didn't know that she did floss. Maybe I should have done. I've just never clocked that before, or maybe this is something new, I don't know. So she's got a little stamp Coffee Craft fabric, 5 yards, and look how pretty this is. It doesn't have a name, so if I wanted more, I'd have to investigate with her if she's got any more. But look how beautiful. I can't quite get the light to show you. From my side, it's looking, you can see the variegation. It's like a very nice green to aqua. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful and unexpected. So that was really lovely. So thank you so much. I might have to speak to Meg, see if she's got any more of this batch, because I think I'm going to want to use this on something, and I'm going to need 2 skeins, I reckon. So thank you, that was lovely. I was very much enjoyed that one. And then let's open today's 15. I think I've got my dates wrong, you know. No, it's 14th today, so 15th tomorrow when I'm posting this. Alright, so what have we got in here? Is this another needle minder? Oh, this is cute. Now let me take it out of the packet. We've got a pizza slice. And as someone who loves pizza, I'm very happy with that. Very, very cute. Just bear with me. Just going to put them all away. So thank you so much for those from Meg at Coffee Craft. Now we've got Historical Sampler Company. Again, I've been really, really pleased. Sorry, I'm just giving you like a midpoint review here, mid of the month review. I've been really, really pleased again with Historical Sampler Company's Advent. I wasn't going to get it this year because I got it because I bought it last year and I still had some of the patterns that I hadn't stitched yet, so I thought, oh, don't get it. And then bless them, because I sometimes do some promotional work for Historical Sampler Company. They offered for me to have the advent calendar, and I was just like, oh my god, yes, I 100%. And I'm so like chuffed that they gave it to me, because it's been beautiful, and I think I'm actually enjoying it even more than last year's at the moment. I especially loved the sheep that I already stitched one of. I love the little sheep pattern that we got. So for day 13, we got some beautiful red velvet ribbon. A whole, like, this is what I like, okay? So naming no names, but there are some advents that haven't been quite as good as other advents. And you might just get like a little scrap of ribbon, but bless them, a whole, I called it a skein, a whole reel, is that the word, of ribbon, and it's really beautiful kind of red velvet as well. Now I'm crap at finishing, as you guys know, so when I'll get to that, using that, I don't know, but I love it anyway. and maybe it will encourage me to do some more finishing. And I think some people got green, because I know that Shell at Chief Gig and Cross Stitch and the aforementioned Sarah at Stitchy Bug got green for their one. I think, did Sarah get red? I definitely saw 2 people who got green, a really beautiful green as well. But yeah, so that was really sweet. And then day 14, we got a, so last year from this company, Merchant and Mills, we got quite a fancy looking, what's the word I'm looking for? It's early on a Sunday, needle threader. But this time we've got a seam ripper. So we've got a cute little seam ripper. Now I don't really use these, and I don't really know why. I guess I've never really looked at how to use them. So when I'm unpicking, when I'm frogging, I just use my needle to peel everything back rather than ripping. So yeah, I probably should have a little look-see on how to use it, because it may well be easier than the slow frogging method that I have to use. So thank you so much for that one. And then today, number 15. Their stickers are great, by the way. They have the little pictures. And their bags are really like heavy duty, like not going to tear. You know what I'm saying? So this is, what is this? Dress up. I'm confused. Dress it up. Holiday collection. Reindeer games. Okay, I'm a bit confused by this, I'm not going to lie. Oh, is it? Okay, well, I'll show you guys. And I'll show you. Please, are they? Oh, they're separate. They're buttons. Oh, okay. Right, hang on. I'll open this up. Right, I think I was being thick then for a second. Right, okay, they're buttons. Right, I was so confused because of the way it's laid out. I thought it was one long thing, and I'm like, well, how do I attach that? But they're buttons, and they're very cute. So we've got 3 little reindeers like that, and 2 little Christmas trees, and they are really sweet. They are really sweet. And you could probably even turn them into needle minders if you wanted to. But no, they would be really sweet little buttons. But where they were like this, trying to explain why I felt thick, where they were like this in the packet, and I felt it looked like they was all together, and I was like, oh, that's really one really massive button. Suddenly makes sense. See, this is what happens when you do live unboxings, and then you see the real reaction, and quite often my real reaction is of someone who is quite thick. So sorry about that. Okay, so let's move on to, actually, can I just mention something that I was going to mention on this video? I've really been enjoying using this. So this is the Stitchers Almanac from the Stitching Cabin make it, and this is the 2026 one. A few people I know got this last year, and I was quite jealous. So this year I had to snap it up. It's a stitching journal, but it is one of the best that I've seen, because it, quite often with a stitching journal, you don't always get like it doesn't cover everything, but for me, I feel like this covers absolutely everything that I can think of, really, that I want it to cover, for me personally anyway. So I tell you, I'm going to do a proper I'm going to do a plans video for 2026. So I'm going to do it like a proper little, I'm going to use this as my little walkthrough of all my plans. But just for now, like example, you've got pages for stitchy goals, stitching aspirations, which was really nice. I filled in the stitching aspirations already, actually. Well, except one, I think. So your stitching aspirations was this. And for example, dream project, what is one big or meaningful piece I would love to start or finish? Which pattern have I admired forever but haven't stitched yet? So I've put in here, I really want to finish the Quacker this year in time for Big Stitch in June 2026. And as a reward for finishing the Quacker, I'd like to start another big Quaker style project, such as Cherry Magpie. Well, since I wrote that, I've ordered all my stuff for Cherry Magpie. So that is what's going to happen. So yeah, I thought that was a really nice little section to like focus in on your stitching goals for the year, which was lovely. Then it's got monthly goals per quarter. Then it's got a nice year at a glance. See, look, the monthly goals per quarter is really handy as well. But yeah, the year at a glance, again, I've begun filling this in, but not quite, is you can kind of just put the projects you're planning on working on in that month. Then it's got a calendar and monthly log for every month, which I think is really handy because there's plenty of room. So just to show you an example. So for example, this is May, and there's nice big boxes to fill in everything you've stitched on that day. But then as well as that, there's a May log on the next 2 pages. You can't really see in this light, but there's dotted lines, so you can easily write if you're someone who can't write straight like me. So there's loads of space in every month to keep track of everything. I'm someone who usually keeps track of things like on a digital, or usually on my phone, to be totally honest, but I'm really excited to use this as a something handwritten this year. And then it's got an annual tracker, stitch alongs and events, progress report, which is actually quite clever. Let me show you the progress report as well, which I would never even thought of doing this, but I may well use it. Where is it? Right, so it says use sticky notes to move each of your projects through the Kanban board to track its completion. You can also use pencil or erasable pen. So it's got literally like 10% to fully finished, and you can, I'm going to get myself some really cute small little post-its or little tags, and you can just move them, and it's like a visual representation of your progress on your projects, which I think is really great. Then it's got a whole section for work in progress. I mean, obviously that is not going to be enough space for all my whips. So for now, I've filled in my main whips. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave 1 page. I mean, to be fair, like, it's got a few pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lots of 4. So you've got like room for probably a normal amount of whips, but I've probably got more than 24 whips. Well, I know I have. But yeah, so you've got your work in progress, which is also really handy. It's got a note section, start, finish. It's got these little things where you can cross off again how much percentage you've done. So that's really great. Then it's got a new starts register, which I have filled in, and I'm excited that when I do my plans video, I'm going to show you guys like everything that I'm planning on starting next year, which is also really exciting. And then what else has it got? New starts, accomplishments and finishes, a wish list, waiting in the wings. So it's similar to the whip section, but any that you have kitted up but not started, you can write down in there. It's got a ledger, I suppose, for your purchases. And then at the end, I think there's other bits and bobs, but at the end it's got stitching reflections, so similar to the aspirations part at the beginning. So for example, the first one says favourite finish, which project made me smile the most, so that's something you can write at the end of the year. And then it's also got the stitching awards, which I think is really quite sweet. Fastest finish, the project that flew off my needle, most colourful creation, longest whip standing, and so forth. So the reason I'm showing you this now rather than when my video goes out end of the year or early Jan is so that if anyone wants one of these, I've just checked this morning, still available on Amazon. There is a current prices for today. There is that sun is really in my eye. Hang on, I'm not going to shift you. There we go. Oh, you can't see it there. So yeah, there's a hardback version like this. As I say, really good size as well, and it's not too stiff, like you can open it easily to write on, which I know sometimes with a proper binding book is difficult. It's a hardback version, as of this morning on Amazon, it was £20.39, or there's a paperback version for £15.99. So yeah, I'm putting this out there now. Well done, Stitching Cabin. It's an absolute joy. I'm excited to continue to use it, hopefully all year, although I'm rubbish at keeping up with a journal, but we'll see. So if you guys want something to help you with your plans in 2026, I highly recommend this. I know there's other journals out there, but from what I've seen on other videos, a lot of them are lacking. This one is top. I can't think of much that's not in there. So yeah, definitely recommend. Make sure you check it out. Just wanted to pop that in. Sorry, today's is a bit of a longer video, but it's okay. We're catching up from a few days. Right, let me briefly show you stitching I did outside of the Evertote Stitch Along, which is only one project, and I'm actually still in the middle of it. I might try and do a bit more this morning. So it is my Cocoa Quaker from, as I said, one of the Quakers I'm working on from Primrose Cottage. And, oh, hang on, I've got to take it out of the hoop. Wasn't planning on doing a video this morning, so I'm a little bit on the hoof. I just kind of brought this in with me. Oh God, excuse all of the threads sticking out and the creases, because I was literally working on this last night. And here's where we are. I think last time I saw you, I'd done him and maybe this little bit. Now I've done the bit down the side, the tree, the coffee cups, and I've started on the super cool like star motif, which is really enjoyable. I didn't really want to put that down yesterday, but I had to. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, other than Evertote. But I have been working feverishly on Evertote to get everything caught up. Let me just pop that away. Evertote, let me show you 13 and 14's stitching. This is shaping up so beautifully. So let's make sure I'm doing this right. So on day 13, this was our card. How gorgeous. I'm going to show this to my husband in a minute because I haven't shown him yet, but it's so lovely. I'm going to frame this one and have this up somewhere. It's stunning. White Herons in the Snow by O'Hara Conson, Japan, 1925 to 1936. It's so beautiful. And the floss we got was 24 carats. This gorgeous orange. And on Caroline's video, she was talking about how it's like the best orange you'll ever need, like the only orange you'll ever need. And it's absolutely right. This orange is just like a perfect staple to have in your collection. And I'll show you the stitching from it in a minute. And then yesterday's card was another beautiful piece of artwork. How stunning is that? There are so many tiny birds and flowers. You could just spend all day looking at that. It's stunning. This one is Chin's Coverlet, possibly from Berhampur, India, 1750 to 1775. Gorgeous. I'm loving these colour cards that we've been getting sometimes from Jacob this year, which is awesome. And the colour was, I'm having a mental block. I think it was this one. I really need to, I've got a few days I haven't logged yet. I need to do that. It was this one, I believe, Punk Rock. Lovely variegated dark blue. Bluey grey, really. So yeah, beautiful. And the chart is really, really taking shape now. There was something about yesterday's one that was so, it just suddenly brought it all together, because me and my stitchy friends had all been like, oh, it's still border, it's still border. But no, now you can kind of, it's suddenly all been brought together and it's wonderful. So let me show you. It's lovely. I'll explain about that floating little round bit in the middle in a minute. So our orange went obviously at the top and then at those various points around the edge. And then yesterday's was today's, it should be, I stitched it yesterday, but I was getting a bit ahead of myself. So Sunday basically was these lovely little tiny birdies at the bottom, very sweet, and then all of these in the corners. Now the effect when you look at it overall is it just brings in from the border, suddenly it's more of a diamond in the middle, and suddenly you see, right, that's not just a border, it's all connected to the border, so it's actually all connected. It's just amazing, and I'm so excited to see what we're going to get in the middle. Now, to explain this, the day before, part of this, which was Italian seasoning, is 4 of these, but they're completely dotted about, and they would have involved lots of counting, and I'm not great at counting, and this is an even weave, so I'm even worse. So I left them until I had something to reference that was you know, easier to count. So that's why there's only one. There is going to be 4, but this one I was like, oh, suddenly that's only like 6 that I have to count. So I've put that one in, and the other 4 will go in as the pattern develops. But yeah, I'm so pleased with it. It's so beautiful. And the colours are insane. Like when that orange came out, I was like, orange, how's that going to go? And he put it in and it was just perfect. So in Jacob we trust. Okay, so because of that, I'm really excited to open today's one, day 15. Oh, that is beautiful. Ah, I love the names. This is called Oink, for obvious reasons. Look how gorgeous. Another beautiful pink. Oh, wouldn't that pink and the pink from the Coffee Craft Advent I just showed you go beautifully together? Oh, thoughts going around on that. And our picture today. Oh, this is cute. This is very cute. Right. So our picture is Winter from the Four Seasons by Philippe Andreas Dagmare. I'm sorry, my pronunciation of all of these has been awful. In Augsburg, 1719 to 1749. I haven't even looked at it properly. Wow, there's a lot going on there as well. I mean, the illustrations last year were amazing, but I actually think Jacob's picked even more stunning ones this year. By the way, and I'm always plugging Jacob's videos, but the one he put up either yesterday or Saturday, I can't remember which, where he was showing loads. It's called Put a Bird on It, and he was showing loads of his previous samplers, and they are all stunning and just made me want to stitch everything. So that's a great video to watch if you're looking for something to watch. This is great. Okay, so on here there is 2 more little birds at the top, and oh, something's dawning on me. Oh no, wait. I'm gonna have to have a proper look at this. I think I've put that. I think I've made an error. Damn it. Okay, sorry, this is me realising in real life that I've made an error. Oh no. Oh no, I haven't made an error. I was just holding it up. No, sorry. Sorry. It's early on a Sunday. I thought I'd put this bit on the wrong side, but I haven't. I was just being dumb. Right, so there's 2 extra little birds, and there's 3 random stitches up one side, which I think I'll wait for. I think I'm going to wait for Caroline's video to check on that, because that seems random, but every other time the pattern's been right, so I should just trust, really. And then we've got a really beautiful bigger motif in that gorgeous pink, which is going to look lovely, down here in this gap. So yeah, it's shaping up beautifully. The little birds on it are so sweet, so sweet. Right, so that's where we are. Sorry it was a bit of a longer one today, a good half an hour. Apologies. It probably means like I'll get no views because no one's got time to watch it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I should be back on Tuesday. I should have time to film on Tuesday, tomorrow rather. Pre-recording really throws me off. I should be back tomorrow with those advents, and hopefully I'll have finished my stitching for Evertote as well, and maybe I might have even done that extra little motif on the Cocoa Quaker, so we shall see. But anyway, I hope your Monday is going well, and I hope you have a great week and happy stitching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.